Hey guys, what's up? I wanted to show you a quick tip on how to layer in multiple samples to create a little bit of a thicker, better drum sound than what you might default get through just doing one or two or one sample just kind of on its own. So we're going to use layers, we're going to use multiple samples, and then I'll show you how to route that into the mixer so you can gel those samples together to sound a little bit more cohesive. So let's get started. We're going to jump down to packs, and then we're going to go into drums. And so what we're going to do is just going to pick out a few things. So we want a kick, we want a snare, and then let's get a couple hats and maybe a cymbal. And I'll show you how to layer those in. So what you want to do is kind of go in here and sample around to find some kicks that you like, some snares that you like. What I like to do is find some different nuances in it. So maybe more of a beater sound on one and then more of a thump or a boom coming in one of the other samples, and then kind of blend those samples together to give you a little bit of a fatter sound. So that's kind of a shallow sound, so we'll just kind of do that one. And then maybe that one's got a little bit of a deeper. And then maybe, let's open that one too. Okay, so now we have three kicks in here. You see them down at the bottom. Let's go ahead and get rid of these other samples real quick. So again, remember that you can right click, left click, select one, and then right click and you can select those others, hit Alt and delete, and that will allow you to delete a couple of channels really quickly. So then what we want to do is we actually want to add in a layer. So we add in a layer, hit Alt as you selected that layer, and then use your up and down arrows. I'm going to pull it up to the top. I'm going to rename this really quickly as kick, and then open up this dialog box for that. And what that's going to do is I'm going to select these three. I left click on one of them so it's highlighted, then I right click the others. Then I go in here and I say set children. So what this is going to do is this kick right here is actually going to now trigger these three samples whenever we kick it. And then you can basically, alter exactly how you want that to sound to get certain sounds to be more or less. So you now have a layered kick. And now we're going to do the same thing with our snare. And then we'll do the same thing just to grab a couple other samples really quickly. Let's start with that one. Let's grab that one. Let's grab something like that. All right, so now we have three samples for the snare. We're going to do it again. We're going to add in a layer. And then we're going to move that layer up. So now this is our snare layer. I'm going to rename it. I'm going to name it snare. I'm going to keep it gray for the moment. So keep that dialog box opened up. And then I left click on the first sample, right click the other two samples that are the snares. Then I go back into this dialog box and I say set children. So now, whenever I kick it, it hits all of them. And then let's go ahead and grab some hats really quick. That'll work. And let's just grab something simple for that. And then let's grab maybe like a crash or a ride. So let's go into cymbals. And let's grab, that sounds pretty good. We'll grab that sample. So now what we have is a layered kick. I'm going to pull the tempo down to about 90. And let's just go ahead and knock in just a quick beat. So this is just going to be a real simple. All right, so now we've got a basic beat in there. So what we want to do is route each one of these into an individual track so that we can do some more controls on them. So what I'm going to do is click on each sample for the kick. I'm going to route it all to the same track. So the first track will contain all these samples. The second track, I'm going to make the snare. And I'm just going to stop with doing the kick and the snare. But the same principle will apply as you do other samples as well. So let's go into here, into our mixer, open that up. And now once we play it, you'll see the kicks will fire into this one, snares will fire into this one. So basically, so now I can come in here and do some controls on this whole setup. So I can put in some compression. I could do a Maximus, or I could do a fruity compressor or a limiter, or whatever you want to do. I'm going to turn on the compression function. So let's set the threshold. Let's set our compression up. Let's do some makeup gain. But you can basically go in and do this for each one of those samples. So now you have a lot of flexibility to cover a lot of different instruments, to layer them in to sound more fat, and then you can use all kinds of different things on each of these to make them sound that much better. So that was just a trick I wanted to share with you guys, and hopefully you guys can use it. And thank you so much for watching, and I hope that you'll subscribe so that you can keep up with updates that we put out. And I hope you enjoy making some music. All right, talk to you later.